Basically, the next moves here for the Trump campaign are as follows. They're going to be moving ahead with these virtual events. It's kind of what they did at the beginning of the campaign, beginning of the coronavirus in March. They tried to go to in-person. Now they're going back to virtual. And basically, the message to donors is the president, one way or another, is going to be fine. To move ahead with continuing to give contributions, sometimes in figures of 6 figures or more, and really to just keep attending these virtual events as they happen. But the campaign itself really started to figure this out with everyone else in terms of the president's health on Friday, and they've been scrambling ever since to put together these virtual events, which will be in person as of a few days ago.
Brian, it's interesting because as you and many others have reported, the donors who were at that Bedminster event were furious about and just kind of scared about their exposure to COVID. But it still seems to me that in person is the most effective way to raise money. So my question is whether we would really expect either campaign to shift gears now, because there's a lot to be said for, meeting the president or the potential president in person versus doing it on Zoom, right?
Yeah, you're 100% right in terms of the effect of it. But in a way, you compare what's been going on with the Biden campaign since the first coronavirus case hit the United States back in March. They've been going full on with virtual fundraisers for a while. The Trump campaign has tried the same thing here or there, but it has not always involved the president. Oftentimes, those events have been with key supporters and advisors as special guests. They're going to try that again here, but you're right, particularly with the Republican fundraisers. The in-person events have been the big draw. There's no doubt about that. When Trump supporters are able to see and speak with the president in person, that has been key for the Trump campaign's fundraising.
Yeah.
So you have to wonder if this is just a short-term plan and they're hoping the president can get back on his feet, or they really are looking at the next few weeks. Remember, it's only about 28 days left to go. Time is not really on their side here. And the Biden campaign has, for the last month or two, done much better with fundraising compared to the Trump campaign.
Real quickly, Brian, where are we? That's exactly what I was going to ask you before we go. Where are we on the fundraising on one side versus the other? How big is the gap? And that's going to matter, I would imagine, potentially quite a lot here down the line.
Yeah, Biden and the Democratic National Committee came into September with more cash on hand than Trump and the Republican National Committee. That's just the bottom line. It was a good amount more. I think it was about $100 million more on hand for Biden compared to Trump. And that's the key metric. I mean, you could say you look at how much each team raised, but the amount of resources, at least going into September, that's the data we have that's most up to date, was advantage Joe Biden.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.